Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I could start us off first because it was an 11 o'clock game. Go over to Columbia, where Missouri, who were they ranked? I apologize. I have
No,
not checked the AP Top
they were
25.
not.
They are not
I
ranked
did not think.
Are you talking like right now or before the game?
right now. Right
I
now, as
don't
the
think
AP
so.
the AP came out this morning. Obviously we don't go straight to it as far as checking it, but I thought they should have been top 25. Either way, the should be ranked Missouri Tigers defeated K-State on a last-second field goal by Mevis. He was 61 yards out. This guy, for those who
61 yards. Are we serious?
if we remember right, this guy missed a 20-yarder in Jordan Hare last year to tie the game. He missed a 20-yarder. So 61 yards.
Not ranked.
I've heard some people call him the thicker kicker because he is a bigger dude. I mean, outside of that, a couple of things I definitely want to highlight and take away from that game. This is probably one of the bigger wins in Drinkwitz's career. I mean, this is only the second ranked win that he's had at Missouri. Last year they beat South Carolina, I believe, and I don't know if South Carolina really deserved to be ranked last year. Luther Burden, I know I highlighted him last week. He was an absolute stud. 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards receiving. He's a guy you can keep your eye out. Maybe if Missouri gets to 7, 8, maybe even 9 wins, that could be a first-team All-SEC guy at the receiver position, maybe second team. So that's a guy to keep it.
If he can get the
keep your
ball
eye
thrown
out for.
to him, because there's a lot of receivers in the SEC who do not have a quarterback throwing them the football right now.
Yeah. And speaking of which,
Not to
Brady
like
Cook,
much.
over 350 yards. I didn't see that one coming. I'm going to be honest. I thought if Missouri was going to win this game, it was going to have to be like 20-14, and the defense was really going to have to step up, and maybe Burden made one spectacular play, but that really wasn't the case. Kansas State, I thought was fine. I haven't really changed my opinion on them. They still struggle to establish their one back, like Giddens and Ward. I think Ward got the majority of the carries yesterday, but really at receiver, they don't have anything. Like Phillip Brooks was not a factor. Ben Sinnott is like their tight end fullback position guy, and he led them in receiving. I mean, he's a good piece, but he can't be your top go-to guy if you really want to win the Big 12 and have athletes all over the field. So big takeaway is I think Missouri could get to 7 or 8 wins. I think they could be a dark horse for that second or third spot in the East. Fair to say. And Kansas State, it was a tough place to go. It was a respectable non-conference game. I think they'll be just fine. Their defense still looked pretty solid to me. So anybody have any thoughts on that? Might have been the best game of the week as far as like actual game.
My only thing on that game would be, I did think when you were looking at Kansas State, they didn't necessarily look out of sync, but for some reason they couldn't find a stop where it was needed. When you don't come up with a big stop in a game and a scheme that they run with Kleiman, playing complementary football, it really puts a heavy burden on an offense who can score quick, but they don't want to. They want to really control the clock, control the play, stay ahead of the sticks. And for that one, I think it's a way bigger deal that Missouri won than if Kansas State had won, right? Like it hurts Kansas State in the fact that they now have a loss to an unranked opponent if they were to go 11-1 or 10-2 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt so bad. Like the way they lost, like if they would have gotten pounced or looked like crap on both sides of the ball, like I don't think it hurts as much, but I do think it really will rein that team back in. I think it'll be tough to beat them the entire year, and you'll find that maybe these mistakes don't show or rear their head here in the next couple of weeks. That's where I am on Kansas State. Now, Missouri, you have a situation where you can get to the second best team in the East. Can you be the best? Your talent says no, but when you look at the rest of the East, with Tennessee looking like crap going to the swamp, if Florida doesn't look great, Kentucky hasn't been exciting or
Nobody's
overly dramatic
Kentucky
yet.
Nope.
And so there really is an opportunity for them to get in second place in the East, or at least like be fighting for it at the end of the year. And I think that's a big step, and it's a it'd be a job saving performance this year for Drinkwitz.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the bottom of the East outside of Georgia is going to be it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Let's go. We're going to do this in time order.